This is it, what? Fettuccine with the team, we getting lit. What? Got it rolled up, now who really tryna hit? One, puff, puff, then we pass. Then we pass. Then we pass.
Back, biggie, back.
Hey.
Back, biggie, back.
I'm
Guess who's
getting-
back,
What?
biggie, back.
We going.
Back, biggie, back. Guess who's
Yeah.
back.
Oh, the stutter.
It caught you off guard.
It
I know.
had me. Threw me off a little bit. What's good though, homie?
What's happening? We outside. We're back with it.
I mean, you stay outside.
I actually do not be staying outside.
You like to direct that
really,
outside.
I feel like you're deflecting
Oh,
the real issue going on here.
Oh,
Because
it's an
every
issue.
time I turn around, your ass is outside.
I didn't know it was an issue. That's why.
I didn't say it was an issue.
Oh,
but
you said what the issue is.
You said you was calling me out. You was trying to call me out.
No, I said you was the
I'm
director of outside. Yeah, you out. I mean, you outside.
I'm out a little bit.
Okay.
I'm out taste a little bit. I
Okay.
taste the crisp fall air a little bit.
All right.
But
Hoodie season.
Is it hoodie season?
Is it hoodie season? I
Might
mean,
be
just
time.
about. Almost.
Hopefully, if we get a little cooler, because
We getting there. I hope it stay warm enough through October.
I hope it doesn't.
Like-
I hope it gets cold already, because I already put my
Oh,
poom
man.
poom shorts away.
Man.
The poom poom is our poom poom. I go away.
What your poom poom smell like?
Poom poom go away. We're doing sweats now. We're the sweats.
Speaking of sweat, it's your man EarthTone.
And your man, the real Peasy, holding you down with the right dose of the highest notes. People.
Always. I don't know how that sweat segue went into EarthTone, but
I don't know.
it just felt right.
It felt right.
I mean, we're gonna rock with
you
it.
sweat. We're gonna sweat you for a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
You sweating?
Just call me Keith.
I was
See?
just going there with you.
I knew.
Girl, I've been thinking about you all day. Nah,
Hey,
y'all
so
don't
you
know
ready
about
to get
that.
into the
y'all
music?
Don't know about
you
that.
ready to get into the music? I can
We're
tell.
ready.
I can tell.
But y'all don't know about that.
They might though.
They might.
They might.
They might.
Them youngins be doing their homework.
They be doing their homework.
All right, so we got another head-to-head.
We have a special head-to-head. Did you realize that we are reviewing the debuts of both artists?
Two debuts?
Official debuts.
Are we doing debuts?
Yes.
That's very
Doing
interesting. Okay.
debut.
But, I mean, both of these artists have a little bit of a plethora of music out already.
They have a catalog.
You know what I'm saying?
And I did get the DM and officiate, because I had to ask. I had to do the my
Artist outreach. Okay.
And I got the official one from one of the artists that said, yes, this is definitely the debut album.
All right. I respect it. So you spoke to Chika?
I might have.
Well, that's who we got coming up.
That's who we got.
Shout out to my girl Chika.
Shout out to Chika.
Q+ singer-songwriter, rapper, Nigerian descent. Did you know that? You know what I'm saying? Her parents is from
Nigeria.
the continent, the motherland. Yes.
Racist. That's not how
But she said, like, what? She was doing a Lion King came.
it's not it.
Bama bred, New York fed is how she
out.
puts it.
Oh, word. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So she was born in Alabama, grew up there, and then she kind of came up like in her latter teens in Westchester, New York.
Copy.
Birthday is on March 9th, which we all know is like Biggie Day.
It was the death. The
Absolutely.
day that he died.
Crazy.
MC was born.
But she kind of took that as a little sign, a little premonition. You know what I'm saying? One star falls, another one rises.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Transfer of energy and all of that. That's how she was rocking with it.
Man.
She grew up singing, and she studied the violin actually at 8 years old.
Shout out.
Crazy. So she's a little prodigy out here.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
It does. It does.
For what we're doing.
Exactly. Always wanted to be an entertainer. She was torn between acting and singing, so that was kind of her fork in the road. She had a decision to make. But clearly, we see the decision she made. 2020, XXL freshman. She signed with Warner Records in 2019. I can't remember when I first saw it. It was like a YouTube video I saw, like going off. It was a bit before she got signed, and I'm just like, who is this chick?
Was it a girl going off about Kanye West when 45 first got into office, and then Kanye West started like aligning with the red side?
Was that it? Was
and
that
then she
what?
called him out on the freestyle.
Oh shit!
That's what Fun fact.
That's when she went viral?
She went viral.
Okay.
She went viral.
Heard you.
And then, she was heard by the whole industry. Like Jada Pinkett was like, who is this girl? And then, of course, Diddy got some of that too.
Okay.
And here she is.
There she is.
Shout out.
So fast forward a little bit. She drops the EP, Industry Games, right before the pandemic. This came out March 12th, 2020.
Okay.
So, I mean, her album dropped and then everything shut down.
Look at that.
So that's pretty much how her intro to the game went. But this is actually her debut, her studio debut, full length.
Full length.
And we're going to check it out and review it. What do you know about Chika? Have you heard of her before? Have you any wind of her? I feel like we might have had her on the show at some point.
I definitely believe we have had at least her on the needle drop situation. And I would like to announce that.
Oh, shit, announcements?
I would like to announce that Chika was hand selected by Lena Waithe to debut a single when Lena Waithe had a little spot hosting for Jimmy Kimmel. So her first appearance on nighttime television was because Lena Waithe specifically requested her.
Oh, she was like guest hosting?
She was guest hosting.
Wow.
And Chika came in to perform. That's when she discussed her viral situation and debuted a song that went against an abortion bill, a state abortion bill before, abortion's kind of always been in the news, but definitely before Roe v. Wade got taken down. So just a little bit.
Wow. Okay.
Right. That's
so she been taking a stand.
She been taking a stand.
Okay.
For real.
Okay.
She's been outside for.
Well, she came out stomping on necks, calling people out. And now she got this Samson the album.
Samson the album.
You know what I'm saying? 20 songs. It's a healthy project.
It is a healthy project.
54 minutes
Absolutely.
playtime. This came out July 28th.
For real.
I'm gonna just get right to it. Mid.
Ooh.
50% for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ice cold.
Yeah, I mean,
Ice cold.
it's not ice cold. It's not ice cold. That's a decent grade. That's a decent. You like right there, lukewarmish a little. You know what I'm saying? I stuck my toe in. It was comfy. It was cool.
It was comfy.
It was cool.
You left the tea out a little bit too long.
Just a little bit.
Dinner
It was cool.
Left out a little bit.
It was cool. She kind of set it up like a play. That's how it was. Very theatrical. Just looking at the playlist, getting a name title. It opens up with overture, which I just found out what that really is. Went to a play. They had a long overture, and I'm like, oh, like this is kind of how they, it's like the prelude. They give you little sample bits of what's about to come out, what's about to happen. So she's giving you that verbally. She's like, all right, I'm about to go off, but she's lobbing this up for this is about to be some serious heavy. This is gonna be a heavy gumbo right now.
Boy.
Like she not pulling no punches.
Boy.
She about to spill it out. Like she not playing with you. And then she goes into the intro.
Yeah, so as if you didn't get enough intro.
Yeah, like this wasn't the intro.
Wasn't the intro.
She give you the intro.
She was teasing your
track
ass.
number 2. And the beat is just like, it's some menacing. It sound like you waking up like a dragon type shit. Like that's what it sound like, the theme music to. The production on here is, I enjoyed it. It was like, it was cinematic, it was theatrical, but for the most part, it was kind of boring. Like the songs and the content, like we got, the whole gist of it is she pretty much over the industry. She's been in the game for a minute. It's the everyday story of the artist. Like you have these bright dreams and you get signed and you get your opportunity. And you get the look behind the curtain, and it's not what you thought it was. And that kind of weighs on you, and it knocks at your creativity. Like, she going through all of this, but she's saying the whole thing is kind of one note for me, the whole project. She didn't really, like, give me any, it wasn't that dynamic. It wasn't a lot of range in it. I didn't really hear any, like, bops that I was like, not that I'm looking for bops from Chika, because Chika ain't really that, like, that's not her bag, but it wasn't too many joints that I was like, I want to go back and replay and kind of listen to. But she had a few joints that did stand out, like that Requiem for a Dream. That kind of tells you, like, the weight of this project. Like, if you know anything about that movie, is pretty much about delusion, depression, desperation, through the lens of like people who just, you know, taken a hold by addiction. And she's pretty much comparing that to how she's feeling about the industry. Like she's depressed, she's down. She feel like she ahead of her time. She knows she nice with it, but nobody cares about that. She's in the age where, you know, sex is selling. The girls is talking about sex. The girls is winning right now, but only if you know, got something done. you know, you wear 40 different looks and you talking about sex, like keeping it a buck. Like those are chicks that's winning right now. So nobody really trying to hear bars from a chick, especially not a dark-skinned lesbian chick. Like she's feeling all of that. You know what I'm saying? So she's breaking that down, but it's like you can find more creative ways for me to do it. And she spits, like her flows are crazy. She can rap. Like the girl can rap. But it was a little man for me. Truth or Dare featuring Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs kind of gave her a standard verse. It was like, all right, I was excited to see him on a joint with her, but it was a standard Freddie Gibbs verse. It was a standard. Like he went off. Freddie Gibbs goes off, but he did the same Freddie Gibbs flows. He didn't really dig into the concept that much. It was cool. It was cool for me. The awards joint, I like that joint. Like the beat changes in that production was kind of crazy. Her gripe with artists and fans, she kind of giving you more of, you know, her displeasures with the industry.
Right.
I've been in this shit, so the duty calls. Like she was saying little cute lines like that here and there. But like, other than her flow, like her flows was her strong point. She was saying a few things that was resonating, but it wasn't sticking to my ribs. The Mad joint sound like, you know what I'm saying? The Mad joint, it got that it sound like the production sound like it could be on like T.I.'s Kiing album. It had like those triumphant horns, sound like some DJ Tune production. But again, it was like, I don't know, it was just a little one note. Like the first 3 joints, I was excited, and then it kind of fell flat and it stayed like in that same note throughout the rest of the album. And it's 20 songs on this project. So it's a lot of songs, a lot of the same kind of heavy, and not that I'm against, you know, serious, you know, heavy, speaking from the root of your soul topics, but you got to give it to me in different, you know, you got to spice it up, you got to switch it up, you got to keep me interested for the whole play. With that being said, she did have some crazy beat selections on here. She is rapping her ass. Like, I feel like that's her standard. Like, she gonna rap. Like, I'm kind of expecting that at the very minimum. But outside of that, it wasn't a lot of cohesion for it to be kind of like set up like a theatrical play. The song titles, the name Samson. She got a joint on here called Delilah. But I ain't really see the connection. It ain't really kind of, I don't know. That was just me though. You know what I'm saying? Like Plain Jane was that beat was hard.
That beat was hard.
I like
That's definitely a highlight.
That Plain
for
Jane beat was fire. I ain't gonna lie. Like that's what I'm saying. She had a few 50%. Like that's not a bad grade. She just kind of hit it in the middle for me.
She ate.
Yeah. But I mean, clearly you were surprised. I heard a gasp when I gave my grade. So let me lob it up and see what you thought.
I was surprised. I really was surprised.
Said I was ice cold. What
I thought you was going for the lyrics. I know you love the lyrics.
Come on, man, but like
that's what we look for.
I don't know.
This is kind of what we look for when we want a lyricist.
All right, well, break it down for me. Break it down. What you thought?
So I'm gonna give you a couple of quotables that I found.
Ooh.
Ain't waiting for flowers, the shit is a scam.
Yes.
Consider my ego, my line in the sand. Won't sit at your table. That at this point, I'm willing to stand. So that's Demigod. That's a line from Demigod.
Yep.
It was part of the hook. Like she has like a real extended hook on that. But that stood out for me. Better hold your head because you only get one shot. Only get one shot. All right. The Nerve was really inspiring. So maybe we'll film it for Sundance and we'll win awards. That's on awards. There's a lot on awards that I caught a lot. Swear to
Awards
God,
was one of my jams.
Swear to God, it's like magic. Me and Houdini share the same ball sack. You and I, we too different. I get better with the same contract. Like, I fuck with that kind of slick shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not really saying that's like gonna knock you out, but it's like real slick. You know what I'm saying? Kind of makes you put things into perspective. Let me see. I'm already sick, just asymptomatic or mad. Like, I caught a lot of the quotables on there, but I do agree with you with the fact that it's like heavy music. She had Lin-Manuel Miranda on the intro, so that's the type of time that she on anyway. And the person that produced it, that co-producer, she produced a lot of the stuff, but she had basically like a music director, like kind of bring it all together. And their name is, I believe, Derek Dixie, and he's known for doing a lot of work with Beyonce. He was the music director for both of her Super Bowl performances and for a lot of the stuff that she did for Lion King. So his sound is very theatrical, which goes along with her own ethos. That said, a lot of it is a drag because all you hear is strings all over the place, and it kind of gets in the way of what she's saying in her lyrics. And she's very, very wordy.
Yes.
She says she likes to talk, so it kind of goes with who she is. So I got a lot of who she is as a person, as a personality. But I also would say that the stuff that the big sound, the big theatrical, dramatic sound weighs the album down a lot. But that said, I still gave it a 61 loud. Because I think for an introduction, this is a good fucking album. Like, shit, I wish I had these kind of things at my disposal when I was putting out my debut, because I was like trying to go for a big sound. But you got to do it with somebody who's experienced giving that shit. And at least on that end, she did. But I think she might have overdid it because it's a little bit too theatrical, too self grandeur, too much grandeur on there. And it's like, just get to the point, girl. We want your lyrics. And you don't, less is more sometimes. Especially, I've just noticed that the more wordier you are, the less your beat has to have.
This could have definitely been like a 10-song
You could have had 10 songs, and you could have just scaled back just a little bit. But I understand you want to get your shit out there. So for that part, you did get your shit out there. It's just a little bit too much shit, you know, for one single album. She gave an experience, so I give her that. So 61 loud for me.
Okay.
And
61 loud, 50 mid.
50 mid, so that's 111, right?
Yep.
And divide that by 2, that'd be 55.5.
55.5. Come on now.
55.5. So that's the first one up.
All right. Not a bad start to the race. Who we got up next, though? Who we going, you know what I mean? Who we putting up against that?
Okay, so who we got next against that? Somebody else who was bringing their debut album to the masses. And if you also didn't catch it, we kind of got a little bit of a chocolate situation. So this next person is just as chocolate as your girl Chika.
The Chocolate City episode.
Chocolate City episode. Anybody still smoke chocolate ties? Is that like a 90s thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they even selling that anymore.
Nobody do chocolate tie?
I haven't seen it in a minute. We should bring it back.
Can we bring it back? Can we do it? That's what we're doing when we close it, right? We're doing chocolate tie. So that's what it is. So this next artist, Kiing Most. Shout out to, guess what? Guess what? Where he from?
NEW Jersey with plenty murders.
I mean,
come on, man. Like, cut it out.
This your man.
Cut it out. You already.
I was gonna let him.
You already know it.
Really, he should have been the one introing this guy.
I ain't want to show too much bias. You know what I'm saying? Cause
well, speaking of bias, we'll get to that part.
Wow.
All right. So, new born and bred rapper who's basically, you know, holds nothing back in the booth. That's what his bio says. And he's been out since 2017 with his debut mixtape, Almost There. And he's been since then putting out singles. And he has made an appearance on the show before. He was on episode 10 when we reviewed a single called Notorious. Way back when.
Notorious.
Indeed. And you had given us the tidbit that you had just finished dropping a verse for him.
Inside scoop. It was an inside scoop.
Inside scoop, right? So, you know, that's your connection. Do we have any other connections with Most? Like, have you, you know, worked with this guy before? How much you know about him?
I mean, he wanted to, you know, one of the inner circles, running around here in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, being a Q+ artist, especially a Q+ hip hop artist, it's a small community. You end up bumping into a lot of the same faces, a lot of the same people. He was one of the earlier artists that we connected with when I was coming out and into the out music scene. And him being from Jersey, we definitely been at a couple of the same shows, graced a lot of the same stages. But yeah, King Mo's definitely shout out. And this joint kind of been a long time coming because, like you said, he put out a mixtape. He came out. It's been a minute now.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But all along, I've noticed he's been dropping singles, and they're pretty much consistently all on this debut project here, which is Mostorious. So that album came out September 22nd, 2023, and I didn't get the length of the album itself.
16 songs. 46 minutes.
46 minutes. All right. So he also gave us a healthy debut situation. All right. And for my score,
how you feeling?
I'm feeling that this is giving 48% mid. 48% mid.
Okay.
He gave us a lot, just as much as, the previous artists that we talked about. He's also giving us a lot of bars, bar heavy situation. Out here throwing punches. I don't just serve face. Knockout, give you that knockout. You know what I'm saying? Show my ass in the booth like it's a full moon. Also from Knockout. He has some good songs interspersed with a lot of filler. What I've noticed with him is that as a bar heavy rapper or a rapper that's really more about the bars, the hooks kind of lack. It kind of feel like the hooks is pit stops for you to just keep rhyming, and you don't put a lot of effort into the hooks, and it kind of shows in there. So, the song that you on, Sheetrock, that record is pretty solid, but the hook is just a repetitive little line to get y'all between the people. So I'm like, why don't you just go to the next rhymer? It doesn't have to be, if you have 3 people on the song, you don't have to have a hook. If you just bars anyway. That's my whole thing. But y'all both definitely showed out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, all 3 of y'all, you know what I'm saying? Shout out. And that's kind of really what you're getting from the album. You get a good song here, an okay song here, good hook on Ayo Chill. I think that's Big C, the guy with the blue hair. He's the one singing on that hook. I think that's him singing that hook. He gave a good hook on that. If that's not you, forgive me, but I feel like that is you because you do sing, Big C. Shout out to you. Okay. My Bag. Okay, so it's a song about infidelity or betrayal, actually, but the hook sucks. My Bag. So the hook sucks on that song. You know what I'm saying? Make a Scene right after that has a better hook, but he's not singing it. It seems like a hook writer song. Like the producer probably put a hook on there and he just kind of rolled with the record. That's kind of better. I feel like that's what's going on here. So you just need a little bit of work with making real song crafts and making a real flow on the album. Like there's a song on there with like a 45-second gap because they didn't cut the gap off. Yeah, that's a production problem. So you kind of gotta get either a co-producer going along with you, or you got to figure out, you got to know production a little bit more. You got to be one of those type of lyricists that also know the craft of production so that your songs flow a little bit smoother. You got like 2-second fade outs and then just next song doesn't even gracefully leave. So those kind of things, like if you're trying to put an album together, a real album together, those things matter because they matter to the listening experience. But for the most part, pretty strong debut album. 48 mid for me. How about you?
Okay, 48% mid. I actually wasn't too far off from you. I liked it a little bit more.
Okay.
I gave it a 52% mid.
Oh, snap.
52% mid.
Okay.
Yeah, not too far off at all.
We not far off at all.
I shared a lot of the same opinions you had about the project. The joint that I really rock with, he had a feature from Travis Scott on here.
Which song are we talking about? Which song we talking about?
The Make a Scene joint.
That's not Travis.
Make a Scene.
I don't think that's Travis. I don't think that's Travis.
I'm like, did this nigga's called a Travis feature?
You better not get Trav.
Fam, he got his best Travis.
You better not get Bargain Bin Trav on here. Do not.
Fam, the beat sounded like some Travis joint.
The beat is dope.
The hook sounded like Travis was singing it. He had Travis filter in the auto-tune. He definitely had his auto-tune set. And I don't know how he got it, but he got the Travis Scott auto-tune filter.
Downloadable. It's not even him doing the hook. You think that's him doing the hook?
That's not him. That's Travis Scott.
That's not Travis Scott. That's not. You are wow.
Nah, but that joint, I rock with that joint. That joint was alright. Flames, I kind of rock with.
The guy was different. The guy that feature on there, he was kind of different. I like the way.
On Flames,
yeah. His feature was.
He had some decent feature selections on here. I like the features on here. Knockout was my joint.
Knockout.
When it first come on, I'm like, oh shit, he got who this reggae artist he got on here? And then it's like you find out that's the sample. He just giving you. I love when they play the actual joint.
I love it.
And then they just drop the shit, and then they go into some like New Jersey like seedy strip club music. Like it's kind of hard. Like he knockout, and that's kind of that's one of the times when a repetitive hook works.
That's a good example.
Right?
That's a good song.
Like sometimes you could get the repetitive hook off, but you gotta be careful with it because it is repetitive.
Yeah.
But if it's like catchy enough. And it's like,
and the beat
and it's
is dope
jamming,
enough.
you could get it
away with that.
And he kind of, that's like, I feel like that's quintessential most right there. Like he in his bag, he sound like he most comfortable on that tempo and that subject matter.
Most comfortable. I see what you did there.
You see what I did there? I tried to slide it in, you know what I'm saying? But you sharp. And then Sheetrock, you know what I mean, I can't even really.
Of course.
You know the kid gonna flex his. That's one of like the last features I got out there too. Like we said, I recorded that a while ago. So that joint, I'm happy to see the whole project come to fruition.
It made it
because it's tough getting a project out. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. There's a lot that goes into it. People don't see all of the behind the scenes, the nooks and crannies. But to get it all out, it was dope. Closer than most.
Close.
That's kind of my jam, fam.
I love that song.
So close.
I dig the Atlantic Star sample.
So close. Okay. Closer than most. Closer than most. That shit hard. And then he kind of going in. He getting really a little introspective.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite joints on the project. So he had 16 joints. It was a few. Like I kept going back. Like the more I played it, the more I was like, oh yeah, I like this joint too. Oh yeah, I like this. This was a decent.
It was decent.
It was a decent showing.
Yeah.
I like the project.
Yeah.
He definitely wasn't. He didn't give me a lot of crazy one-liners. I didn't pull a lot of quotes from it. But overall, like the songs I enjoyed. Like I enjoyed this project more than I enjoyed the Chika project. Like it was an easier, smoother listen for me. And not that I got more out of it, but like you said, a lot of the production she chose got in the way of like what she was trying to say in the message. And it was a lot to sift through. This was more so like I had a few joints that I playlisted off of this that I was like, all right, I really like these joints. So yeah, 52% mid for me.
48 mid, so that's a 50 because it's 100 right there.
There you go.
That's straight down the middle 50 versus Chika who got a
55.5. Okay, so that's the head-to-head. The verses we see we got. It was a tough battle.
It was a tough battle. They both gave really strong efforts on their project, on their debut. Yeah. They really showed their ass. So like it was definitely worth checking out, both of them.
Absolutely. Go get that Kiing Most
Tour. Right.
Oh wait, I gotta say something about the project that I hated though.
Okay, what was it?
The intro.
Yeah, that intro.
The way
crazy.
It was chopped up.
It's crazy.
Whoever edited that, like the idea was dope. It was so dope. Like, cause he has a lot of quotes, a lot of lines where he talking about Big. It's clearly one of his biggest inspirations, biggest favorite artists. But like the way they chopped it, it was just like offbeat. Like I couldn't even listen to it. I couldn't get through it. I was like,
And then the same thing with the phone interlude.
Yeah.
There was a lot like
you
could have just
they was a little shaky.
Chopped it up a little bit.
They was a little shaky.
You didn't need 15 people to call your voicemail to do all of that for you.
It was a little shaky.
I get it.
And then he had 4 from Mom Deuce.
Right.
So it was really like 12.
Right. So
I was like, but it was overall.
That's you.
Jersey, stand up, man. Stop playing. Stop playing.
Stop playing with the Naquan.
That's crazy. That's wild. And on that note,
shout out. We about to smoke our chocolate time.
Yeah, we're gonna do it like we always
to
like
the chocolate, the chocolate bars.
Chocolate time for the chocolate drops. You know what I'm saying? We gonna end it
like we always do
on the motherfucking high note.
Hey.
This is it, what? Fettuccine with the team, we getting lit, what? Got it rolled up, now who really tryna hit? One, puff, puff, then we pass, then we pass.